it is amazing how much fraud was going on in the United States government. I knew they were tricky and they were fraudulent and they were, dirtbags. I knew that some of them were, but the level of fraud.
These are non-citizens that are getting Social Security numbers.
Yeah, this is a mind-blowing chart.
Yeah.
We're gonna do something that has never been done before, and I want you to be a part of this. So we're going to Talladega this year. Caleb Costner is the driver, NASCAR racer, and we're gonna sponsor the NASCAR, and I want you guys to be a part of it. All right, let me show you what you get by being a part of it. If you want to sponsor and help with this opportunity or be a part of this opportunity, you got $50, you'll get a shirt, a custom shirt. For $200, we'll put your name on the car, and you'll get a custom shirt, and you'll get an exclusive photo of me and Caleb Costner. For $5,000 is a weekend experience. You'll be able to go to dinner with us. We already got the Perry Steakhouse ready to go. Drinks on me, steak, everything free. You'll be able to do that with me. Also, we'll be in the pit. So during the race, you'll be in the pit with me. You'll get a special pit jersey. You'll also get the t-shirt, and we'll have an incredible time, a lunch. And then the following day, we'll go to the cup race together and hang out and have an incredible, incredible time. And if you are a business, we have a $10,000 option. You need to message me if you're interested. We already have sponsors jumping on board, and we have limited spots. So the sponsorship will be a business will get their name on the car. They'll be able to have all the experiences of the $5,000 level. But I want you guys to know that this is one incredible thing that nobody has ever done, I don't think so, that have crowd-funded people on their channel to do something incredibly special. They've blocked us out of so many major things because we're conservative, because they're afraid of having a conservative brand, but not Caleb Costner and not NASCAR ARCA. We're gonna have our own car, and we're gonna showcase it. We're gonna have an incredible time, and I wanna see you guys there. Let's get to some news real quick. All right, let's start with the first segment, which is the DOGE findings. This is incredibly mind-blowing to me when I hear what Elon Musk has discovered when it comes to our government inefficient behavior. It is asinine. Me and the wife was talking about this earlier, that it is amazing how much fraud was going on in the United States government. I knew they were tricky and they were fraudulent and they were, dirtbags. I knew that some of them were. I knew that they pimping your money out. I mean, they do it at the church. So people are going to be people. But the level of fraud, the level of collusive fraud, I don't know if collusive is a word, but y'all know what I'm saying. They colluded to commit fraud against the American people. I remember Elon Musk was talking about a $10,000 module where people can go on and do a survey with the national parks. And the module technology only costs $10,000. We were spending $1 billion on that. And then when you fill out the survey for the national parks, it goes nowhere. Well, what is that all about? We know what it's all about. Somebody won a contract for $1 billion. They gave a kickback to their friends in the government who gave them that contract to go nowhere. And there's no oversight, so they can do whatever they want to do. People never find out until now. So let's watch Elon Musk and another gentleman, I forget his name. They're at the Chi Convention Center, a summit that they're providing information in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And the reason that they're out there because there's a big vote that's coming up in Wisconsin, and you guys need to be involved in it if you live there. Okay, roll the clip.
And then you'll notice there's a strange trend here where how many Social Security numbers were issued? Do you want to?
Yeah. So let me tell you what happened here. We started at the top of the system.
You want to talk about a lot of it?
We started at the top of the system, mapping the whole system of Social Security to understand where all the fraud was. And there's a lot of great people there that showed us really a lot of waste. And so that came up with a big list of stuff they're working on. You've heard some of that already. But this is what jumped out at us. When we saw these numbers, we were like, what is this? In 21, you see 270,000 people, goes all the way to 2.1 million in 24. These are non-citizens that are getting Social Security numbers.
Yeah, this is a mind-blowing chart.
Yeah, this literally blew us away. Like, we went there to find fraud, and we found this by accident. And this isn't political, by the way. My parents are immigrants. Yeah, this country's been great to us. My brother and sister all born in Spain. I'm pro-legal immigration. This is not political. This is not political. This is about America and the future of America. And there are a lot of good people in the system that pointed us in this direction. I want to honor them right now, that work in the government today, who took risks to show us these numbers and tell us what's going on.
Yeah.
So I want to stop for a minute. I want to honor those people today. Very good people. Very good people. I have been from D.C. to Social Security offices to the border to track this down, and very good people have helped us along the way. I want to thank them.
Yeah.
This number, what this is when you come in the country, if you're illegal, there's a couple ways to come in. You come in through a port of entry, and you can tell them you're afraid, and they'll give you an asylum case. You'll get an interview, then you get in. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to just go to the border. Literally, this happened. I talked to Border Patrol myself. Elon was there too. I went to Laredo, and I went to Bronzeville. Elon went to Eagle Pass. You walk up to a Border Patrol officer, and you tell them you want to come in. They have a couple of choices. They could charge you with a misdemeanor or a felony under 1325, or they can make it an administrative offense, like a parking ticket, basically. They were told to do that, make it an administrative offense under the last administration. And then you go walk across the border, they do what's called a release from your own recognizance, and they give you an NTA, a notice to appear, which is to appear to judge. The wait times on judges are like average 6 years. Look at Grok, you'll see it on immigration judges. There's only 700 of them. This is 5.5 million people, okay? So what happens then? Once you're in the country and you got asylum through one of these pathways, and we map the whole thing out, you can apply for a work document. You file a 765, it's the work form. You get this form called...
This is Elon Musk furthering the explanation of how government money laundering in the USAID, how it occurred. Roll the clip.
It's peaceful discourse. So, my question is about USAID. Has the DOGE team found any evidence that any of the radical left Democrats like Maxine Waters, Adam Schiff, Chuck Schumer have received money directly from USAID? And if so, will we be hearing about that evidence anytime soon?
Yeah. So there is a massive amount of corruption, but it is circuitous. So what happens is there's money that, obviously it's your taxpayer money, that is then sent to various government organizations who then send it to NGOs, which an NGO is a non-governmental organization, but obviously if it's a government-funded non-governmental organization, it's just an organization, it's just a government. And effectively, there's a giant fraud loophole, which is that the government can send money to an NGO that is then no longer governed by the laws of the United States. So they'll send the money overseas to one NGO, then they'll go through a bunch of them, and then I'm highly confident that a bunch of that money then comes back to the United States and lands in the pockets of the people you just mentioned. But it is a circuitous route. It's not like it doesn't go directly, but let's just say that there's a lot of strangely wealthy members of Congress where I'm trying to connect the dots of how did they become rich while earning, how'd they get 20 million if they're earning 200,000 a year? It sounds, nobody can explain that. So something's, yeah, we're going to try to figure it out and certainly stop it from happening. So yeah, I mean, just in general, the whole NGO scam is just crazy, yeah, it's blowing my mind, really.
All right, so that's Elon Musk explaining this NGO thing. I think that now, obviously, we have to prove it in order for us to unequivocally say that these people are doing corrupt things and pinpoint them and prosecute them, right? But I can see how people are doing this. We see that some of these political people are creating these NGOs or being a part of these NGOs, and they're siphoning money from the government, and then they're taking that money to do whatever they want to do on the back end with zero oversight. So to me, it's very clear that there's something nefarious going on. And I don't think Stevie Wonder has to wonder about it. You know, Ray Charles can see and Stevie don't have to wonder that they're doing something nefarious. When you go into government office And people are wondering and probably upset a little bit while Elon Musk is scrutinizing this so much. And it's because you work for the people. This is not a for-profit company. If this was a for-profit company, people are doing whatever means that they feel is necessary to do in order to make a profit that's within the law, or maybe they're even skirting the edge of the law, that wouldn't be something that government people would be getting involved in necessarily. But you work for us. You can't be getting rich off our money. You go get rich on your own dime. You go get rich on your own investments. You can't leverage the money of taxpayers to get rich and do investments and leverage relationships to benefit you as an individual. That's not what government departments are supposed to be doing. And I'm hoping that they can find this out sooner than later. Let's see what else is on here. They had mentioned this, but there's about over 2 million people who are non-citizens that receive Social Security numbers. And you know a lot of things you can get with Social Security numbers, right? You can get benefits, you can get loans, you can get all kind of stuff with a Social Security number. And if you're not a citizen, if you defraud on your Social Security or your credit is bad, who cares? Then if you're a person, you can get issued a Social Security number, you can sell it to somebody else. Or people can take advantage of you and they can take a bunch of Social Security numbers from illegal aliens who probably can't speak English that well, don't know the system, and say, look, let us get your Social Security numbers, we'll get you signed up for something. And then they're leveraging debt in these people's names. And they don't even know they don't know how to figure that out. You think they're really paying taxes? Probably not. And if an illegal alien is behind on taxes, what do you do about it? They're not a citizen. How do you enforce that? How do you find them? You can't. So some of the vulnerabilities in the system is about 7 million Social Security accounts are linked to people who are 120 years and older, 20 million deceased individuals, which is insane. How do we not clean that up? We got the biggest economy in the world. We got literally a blank check to fund any organizational system of oversight that can make sure that we're not wasting people's money. I think every single person that's in government that had anything to do with the negligence of the mismanagement of money should be fired immediately. Now, this was a event that Elon Musk did for a particular judge that is going to be voted. Well, let's see. The judge is let's see. I think it's Waukesha County. I have no idea what it is. Let's see. I think that's all I want to talk about. I mean, Nancy Pelosi is obviously one person who is suspect, right? Nancy Pelosi's former House representative, everybody know, or House Speaker. Her net worth estimated between $50 million and $285 million. Now, we all know her husband is the one that probably is making a lot of money because of her position. He get knocked over the head by a weirdo, which I don't think was his fault, but it kind of drew attention to her husband a little bit, and that's why people are looking into it. Pelosi Government Relation Investments. It says business background. She owns financial leasing services, a venture capital firm. No direct government contacts. No public record of winning government business contracts. As far as Paul Pelosi, let's use that. Stock trading controversies, investment aligned with major government action, raise ethical concerns. Now, they always say that these people like Nancy Pelosi and others are using their government information to pick stocks, which is insider trading. And this is why they think that this woman who's only making $270,000 a year is worth almost $280 million. Her notable investments and timing of Paul Pelosi is what the title of this section says. It says Microsoft, March 2021, bought 15,000 shares before Microsoft won a $22 billion arm contract. The stock rose 11%.
We do. Well, Nancy, listen. Last question. What stocks should I buy? Nancy, you're the greatest options trader of all time. I just want to know what stocks I should buy. But I just want to know, like, income inequality is their biggest concern. But the income in an institution of white supremacy and racism, I don't understand why they are even here at all. They should be defunded. I just want to know, she makes 6 figures a year in Congress and has a $100 million net worth. Don't y'all want to know what stocks she should buy? Come on. I just want to know what stocks to buy. I want to close the wealth gap. What's the problem? I just want to close the wealth gap. Nancy Pelosi, she's the greatest options trader.
I enjoyed that. I look, I know that this isn't a persuasive argument for people who support, Nancy Pelosi or the Democratic Party overall, right? I get it. Like they're being hypocrites argument never persuades anyone. But I do think he makes a good point, right? You say that you care about income inequality, but why are you trading individual stocks that you might have like info on in closed door briefings that the rest of the public isn't privy to, thus insider information? And also you're a member of Congress trading individual stocks. That means you get to make decisions on legislation that could either hurt or help the bottom line of these companies that you're trading stocks of.
Think about this. They bought Microsoft before they won a $22 billion arms contract. Either these people are incredible at guessing and gambling, or they knew that the contract was coming, and so they made an investment before the contract was finalized. Here's another one. Google. It's called Alphabet Google, which is their tag for sharing or whatever, the stock tag. I don't know what you call it. They bought 4,000 shares before Congress debated tech antitrust laws, and they profited $5 million off of that. NVIDIA, I think is what it's called, investment before Congress discussed semiconductor subsidies, which they made over $1.2 million on that. So either these people are, I want to use a cuss word, but I'm not. Either these people are hecka good at figuring out what the stock is doing, or these people are doing something crazy. We could look at Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters in 2018, her estimated net worth was $793,000. 2024, she up at $2 million. And then at the end of 2024, she's at $3 million. 2025 is reported that she's at $10 million. How is she getting more and more, or get her wealth is increasing? It could be if she manages her money right? She invests in the stock market, right? As a normal person, she invests in real estate and stuff like that. You can see her net worth beginning to gain. But these people are very suspect to me. Adam Schiff, in 2018, his net worth was $1.4 million. Adam Schiff, as of 2024, $10 million. Elizabeth Warren, $7 million, between $7 and $12 million in 2018, or let's see, in 2018 it was like $7 million, and now she's worth at least $8 million. In 2019, she was $12 million. Now, let me just put this in perspective. A lot of people don't know what your real true net worth is, right? Because there could be a lot of investments and stuff that's not disclosed. But what we do know is that these people's net worth is growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger while they're working in the government as public servants. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, we don't know her net worth, but I guarantee you, I put my life on it. She worth probably 10 times more than she was worth being a bartender.